Hey guys, welcome to our STEM or STEAM Craft Thanksgiving Week edition. I'm so glad that you joined me today. Welcome. We have a wonderful fun craft today for our Washington Park Providence Community Library STEM or STEAM craft. And let's go over what we'll need. I hope you're having a great holiday week. If you celebrate the holiday or not, whatever. But I think we have a fun craft today to focus on some science. Yeah, we got some science today. So let's go over what we'll need for today. So I got some water. I just got that in like a Tupperware or old container. I got a jar, a glass jar. Okay, I got something to put the glass jar in because it's going to be overflowing. That's the science part. Okay, we got some baking soda. We got some popcorn kernels. And we got some vinegar. Yes. So, and I always like to have some measuring tools. Okay, we have something to measure a tablespoon, and then we have something to measure. This one here is a quarter cup, but something along this line that you can do a quarter, half cup, etc., etc., etc. Great! I'm super excited. So the big thing today is, because some of these materials we might have used before, but the big thing today is talking about hypothesis. That sounds like a difficult word. Do you know what it means? Is questioning and considering. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to add all these things together. But really, the most important part of the science is going to be thinking and guessing. Yes, because we all know science is all about thinking and guessing and considering what happens. All right, and that's why the best scientists make tons and tons of mistakes. And you will too, and I will too. That is the beauty of science, is the experimentation. So with that, let's start experimenting. So first we're going to do is we're going to add 1 cup of water to the jar. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay, I got 4. This is a quarter cup, so I'm going to fill this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, pretty easy. I'm going to put that over here, get that out of the way. Okay, so now we have our jar full of 1 cup of water. All right. Now, what are we going to add next? The baking soda. Okay, we're going to add 1 tablespoon, okay, of baking soda. Okay. As you can see, we got 1 tablespoon full all the way up to the top. Now, I already missed one opportunity. So, we added the baking soda to the water. Now, before you do that, okay, the fun thing to do is think about it. So, what will happen? Now, we haven't seen what will happen to the baking soda in the water. So, what I want you to do is get a piece of paper. I forgot to write down. We need paper and pencil today. But I want you to write down what will happen when ... we add baking soda to water. So that is our first question. What will happen when we add baking soda to water? Now, what is baking soda? Baking soda is a base. It's a base chemical. So let's guess what will happen. What will happen? It could bubble. It could explode. It could mix. Or it could just slightly separate. So, or it could be a combination of those things. So now I think that maybe if this is the beginning of the experiment, maybe nothing will happen. Maybe we'll just add baking soda to water and nothing will happen. So let's see. Now we also need to agitate it or stir it. You can use a spoon. I always like to use a chopstick or some type of would implement so we can kind of see better what happens. All right, so we see we got the baking soda at the bottom and the water, so nothing really happened. It just, the baking soda came in and it went all the way to the bottom. So let's mix that up. All right, and that's what we got, a mix. Okay, so the baking soda is mixed in, not completely mixed in with the water. All right, now what do you think will happen when we add the popcorn? Let's guess. What's our guess? Okay, so what I want you to do is take your piece of paper and write down what happens when we add popcorn to the mix. And then before we add it, let's all think about what will happen. Do you think the popcorn will float? Do you think the popcorn will sink? That's a perfect question right there. So let's think about that. What do you think will happen when we add the popcorn to the baking soda water? Yes, let's write it down. I think that the popcorn will, I think it'll sink. But I want you to make your best guess and write it down, or with the help of an adult or caregiver, I want them to write it down for you. Let's guess and think about what will happen when we add the popcorn kernels to the baking soda water. So yeah, I think it'll sink to the bottom, but I want you to make your best guess. And the best part about this is there are no wrong guesses. That's why it's called a guess. Okay? All right, so I want you to guess. Will it float? Will it sink? Will it just mix around? Who knows? So I'm going to guess sink. I want you to guess. Then while I'm doing that, while you're guessing, I'm going to fill this up. Okay, and one thing I haven't told you today is the name of this experiment. I'm going to tell it to you after we add the vinegar. Okay, so here we go. We got the baking soda water. What'll happen? Okay, nothing really happens. It goes to the bottom. Okay, we mix it around, see what happens. Okay, again, looks like the corn is heavier than the water because the corn is hanging out at the bottom of the jar. All right, now the last part, we need to add the vinegar. Okay, so let's add the vinegar. And now we need a half cup of vinegar. So we're going to add that slowly. Now, what do you think will happen? I love the smell of vinegar. All right, so we're going to add a half cup. So we're going to do it in 2 parts. And I'm going to add this slowly. Okay, so we're going to add a half cup. So this is a 1/4 cup of vinegar. Now, I'm going to hold this up so we can see. Now, please, before I add it, I want you to write down what you think will happen to the kernels. Okay, so we got vinegar, water. Now vinegar, okay, so we got the baking soda is a base. What is the vinegar? Yeah, vinegar is an acid. So something might happen. So let's guess. What do you guess will happen? I think that it will foam. Let's see what happens. All right, write down your guess first and then add this slowly. Okay, and if you can see, I am adding this over the plastic container. So in case this overflows, that might be a good guess to what happens. All right, let's add this slowly. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, and I'm going to add one more. All right, let's see what happens when I add the rest of the vinegar. Whoa! Okay, so now the corn is going up from the bottom to the top, and it's kind of in between, and it's bubbling all around. And now I can tell you the name of this experiment is the dancing corn experiment. Okay, so the corn went from the bottom to the top and is now bubbling around. Okay, and the corn is moving up and down, up and down. Quite interesting. This experiment, the dancing corn, all of it's actually moving from the bottom all the way up to the top. Quite amazing. Okay, can you see the corn going up and down? It's dancing. All right. So this has been a wonderful experiment today, the dancing corn experiment. Okay, and so let me go over the details of what you'll need to do this experiment at home. We'll need 1 cup water, ½ cup vinegar, 1 tablespoon baking soda, and an 1/8 cup of popcorn kernels. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining me today and adding this stuff and doing a little science experiment. Have a wonderful holiday week, and I hope that you get an opportunity to be creative. And please don't forget Miss Amy's 6:30 experiments in the coloring crafts and the book arts. I think this week she's making a wonderful, wonderful craft. So please tune in 6:30 Thursday for Miss Amy, and I will see you next week for another edition of Mr. Kevin's STEM or STEAM Craft. And if you get the opportunity, please follow the Providence Community Library YouTube channel. So you can see, look, it's still all moving around. It's going up and down, dancing, dancing, dancing. What a fun experiment. I hope you have a good opportunity to do some experimentation this week and have a relaxing, fun holiday week. Thank you for joining me here today at Washington Park Library, Providence Community Library, for Mr. Kevin's STEM or STEAM Craft. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Bye now.